bail and the ability to set a bond and make a bond is a central issue in the criminal justice system when it deals with individuals prior to trial that might be charged with any type of offense, be it a felony offense or a misdemeanor offense. Many times individuals that are charged with an offense are indigent and cannot make a bond that is, when bail is set at an excessive amount. In setting bail, there are a number of issues that need to be taken into consideration. The circumstances of the offense, the ability of the individual to make the bond, the community at risk, and also whether or not the individual has the capabilities of flight. For instance, an individual may be from another state, would want to go back to that particular state. Is there anything that we can do as far as bond conditions to answer that particular issue? And the answer is yes. There are circumstances that the judge could create conditions of bail to make certain that those various issues that we talked about are addressed. That is, danger to the community, the risk of flight, or not showing up when you're supposed to show up, the nature and circumstances of the offense, and the ability of the individual to make bail. Bail is crucial in that it's obvious once you're charged, you should not be punished unless you're convicted. And frequently, the amount of bail that is set by a court acts in a punitive manner when dealing with indigent individuals. Let's say, for instance, an individual is charged with the offense of murder. Bail is set at $30,000. If it's a person from a rich background or an individual that has money, that person can be out of jail in less than 24 hours based on the amount of money that that person has to pay a bondsman. If you're indigent, you're not going to have $3,000 to make bond. And the circumstances of the murder may be more lenient as far as the elements are concerned to the individual that can't make bond, self-defense for instance, as opposed to the individual who makes the $30,000 bond, who happens to be from an affluent section in the city of Houston, Harris County. Bonds are, and bail is a very controversial issue. I know that there have been a number of movements at the legislative level. You have competing interests that are so sharp in distinction. You have the individuals that want there to be extremely high bonds for certain types of cases. You have certain individuals that realize the necessity of basically having our freedom and liberty not taken away from us before we're being convicted. And those two competing interests frequently end up in being sometimes in the favor of the individual that desires a high bond based on the circumstances of the offense. So bail is important. I would certainly suggest to anybody that is facing the potential of a criminal charge to get your life in order, get your finances and resources in order, be it car titles, be it bank accounts, whatever it is, be it loans from your uncle or rich aunt, get those matters in place so that if in fact you are charged, you can have the resources available and you don't have to scramble for resources when you're behind bars. Frequently that is a factor that unfortunately creates a logjam in the jail and doesn't permit the individual to be out simply because the person has not made arrangements to make bond before he goes in.